It's Devin from Project Devo 722 here. This is episode 2. We're going to go into how we can get these newbies in the car community, how newbies can approach enthusiasts so that they can get into the car community and get started. Also, we want to go into how us as old heads and our responsibilities are to help them get in, or what we can do to kind of make ourselves a little bit more accessible. All right, so we're going to start out today by talking about what newbies can do to get into the community. Basically, just start showing up to meets. It's not that hard. You can go out to your local cars and coffees, local meets. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, any other type of socials. I said Vine. No one uses Vine anymore. Threads or TikTok, stuff like that to find them. Very, very simple. Most areas have something going on weekends in the summer, like cars and coffee, local meets at night, stuff like that. I know around here we have these Sonic meets in a couple different areas. Some you can drive 45 minutes for, some you can drive 10 minutes for. Not a huge thing, not a huge deal. But what you want to do is you want to also make sure that these things that you're going to don't have the ability to turn into these like takeover style meets. Like, you're never going to know. You may just show up and one might pop off. But then the best thing that you can do is get the hell out of there and don't be a part of the problem. How you can get in here to approach other enthusiasts, very simple. You're there to look at the cars. Just talk about the fucking cars. That's how easy it is. You just go out, ask them about the car, because most guys just want to talk about their car. Be like, hey man, this is a cool ride. Like, what do you have done? I see that you have this intake on there. I have that on my car too. Like, yeah, what are you seeing from it? Are you seeing any better gains than this? Da, 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 da. Especially if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing and you want to learn, I'll find someone who has the same car as you. Start asking questions. I mean, the worst thing they can say is no. Some guys will gatekeep, which is fine. They might be racing at some local track or whatever. They just don't want to give away their secrets or whatever. That's cool. It is what it is. But make yourself known in the community for being good and not causing these takeover style events and shit and not causing a problem. That's the easiest thing I can say. And like I said, you don't have to go over there and nitpick every question. Just don't be that guy that comes over and trashes other people's shit when you showed up in a fucking stock Corolla. Don't be that guy. Walk around, take a look at stuff. If you see somebody that has the same car that you do and you want to get in with talk to that guy, ask questions. The worst thing they can say is no. Another thing, like I said, just be respectful. Don't be a pain in the ass. And if they tell you to go away, just don't be fucking annoying. That's simple as that. I mean, it's not hard to get in with these guys. You're there. You're enthusiasts of the same thing. They're going to want to talk to you about it. You're going to want to talk to them about it. It's very simple. The other thing you guys want to look out for too is when you do start modding, you don't want to start just hacking and slashing your stuff. So when you do bring them over and like, hey, like this is the car I brought, da 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 da, you don't want to pop the hood and just be like, because they're gonna rag on you. That's what's gonna happen. You just have to be prepared for that. Now, the other thing we wanted to talk to you about is you get what you pay for in the automotive scene. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you might be able to get away with an eBay like cold air intake and a aftermarket slash eBay filter or whatever. But like when it comes to more expensive stuff, like your fuel stuff, injectors, fuel rails, stuff leading straight up to the turbo, stuff right after the turbo, turbos in general, stuff like that, more expensive stuff, you want to get, you get what you pay for. So yes, you can find local suppliers that are just as good as these big name brand companies, but the fact is that they spend millions, like Tomei, HKS, stuff like that. They spend millions in R&D on these parts to make sure that they're going to work with the application that you're bolting them onto. That it's not like these things just cost a shit ton of money because they feel like it, because their fucking name is on it. They spend the R&D to make sure that this shit is going to do what they're advertising it's going to fucking do. So you get what you pay for. Another thing is too is when you do bulb this stuff on, you want to make sure you're not hacking it, right? And that's where these old heads come along too. Like if you don't know how to install something, you can either one, look it up on YouTube, okay? Two, ask one of these old heads, and three, ask questions before you fuck it up. Simple. And I say the same thing. I work in the auto industry. I say the same thing to new technicians coming in, or these lube techs that want to become technicians. The best thing that you can do to earn respect is to ask people, especially people that know what the hell they're doing, before you fuck it up. As easy as that. It's the simplest thing you can do. And now moving on to how to act at the event. Not just, like I said, I already said earlier, don't be one of these takeover kids, okay? That's simple. You know, you're gonna get excited, but you don't have to sit there and bounce your car for a lever limiter. You don't have to sit there and do a fucking donut to earn respect, because you're not gonna earn anything that way. We're gonna tell you to fucking leave because you're being a nuisance. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's so simple. But if you sit there and like, hey, check out this new exhaust, you rev it a couple times, cool. People will be like, all right, that sounds awesome, whatever, and they'll move on. Also, you're not freaking Paul Walker or Vin Diesel here. Like, you're not freaking Travis Pastrana. You're not going to be able to sit there and drift through the freaking parking lot or do anything like. Don't do dumb shit, okay? And if you do go out and race somebody after you meet them up there, if you do get in trouble, don't bring the cops or anybody like that, or bring anything of authority back to the meet to ruin the meet for everybody else. If you get caught, that's on you, not the community itself. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. That's like the oldest rule in tuner culture. You don't bring the heat back home. Simple as that. Because it's on you. You made the decision. It wasn't the guys that were sitting around the parking lot hanging out that made the decision. It was you. Third thing, like I said earlier too, don't be that guy that rolls up in a virtually stock vehicle and starts talking shit on other people's things because you don't like that car manufacturer. You don't like the way they built it. If you don't like stance cars, don't talk shit about the stance car if you showed up in a stock car, because that guy spent more money and effort than you did, that you just bought a car 3 days ago, or you bought a car 6 months ago. You don't have the money to build it. We understand that you don't have the money to build it because we were there at one point. We were there. We were all there at one point. I mean, maybe not all of us, but most of us that got into this started out with like a Civic or a Corolla or a stock Impreza or something along those lines, or like an Ultima or Maxima that we had a freaking intake on from freaking Pep Boys, a Spectre intake on from Pep Boys that we thought was the intake sounded cool when we were in high school because we didn't know any fucking better. And then some old heads told us that we're idiots, and now we're driving highly modified stuff. Like, it wasn't like we just bought the shit and just knew what we were doing. Especially a lot of us old heads that didn't have YouTube. We blew our shit up, and it cost us 10 grand, and then we learned our lesson. We didn't get a chance to go on YouTube and figure it out that way. No one told us shit. We just blew stuff up, trial and error. The other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to create more problems for yourself than what you need. And what I mean by that is you don't want to sit there and get involved with these takeover people. And don't get me wrong, if you do see people doing this takeover shit, don't be the bigger problem by pulling out your fucking phone, recording it, and then putting it on your social and be like, oh, look, this is cool. Or recording you and your buddies doing dumb shit on the bypass and be like, look, this is cool. Don't do it. Because if you do it, you, like I said, you're inadvertently bringing attention to them, and they're going to keep doing it because of that. Now, what you can be doing is that one guy who's sticking his neck out, who's talking to these local businesses, who's setting up these meets. You can record yourself at the meet and the cool shit at the meet, and then post that so more people show up to the meet. because they want to see these newly imported R33s or R34 GTRs or RX-7s or Mark IV Supras. They want to see these things, and they want to know what's coming to these things, which makes these little cars and copies and these little car meets grow. And that's what you want to do. You want to promote them. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to record. Or you want to record like you guys cruising to it and having fun there and stuff like that, like you guys joking around and, you know, having a blast. That's what you want to promote. Not these dickheads doing donuts in parking lots that are going to get the cops called on you. That's not what you want to do. All right, second part of this video, guys, is going to be for the old heads, okay? What we can do to help get these kids and newcomers in. And I understand completely if some of you guys want to gatekeep, that's 100% fine. Hazing is also 100% fine. Like, that's what we learned. You know what I mean? They're going to learn the same way, obviously. But we got to try to keep ourselves more approachable. I mean, I try to be as approachable as possible, but that's just me. I mean, I'm in the, as you can see behind me here, I'm in the Subaru realm. There's guys out there that have Subarus that know a shit ton more than me. I don't claim to be some freaking, you know, Subaru master, you know, tuner or anything along those lines. I mean, there's guys that have way more money in their shit and have way more better shit than I do, but I know enough to get people in the door. You know what I mean? If not, assist them so they don't blow their shit up. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to go, you know, if somebody approaches you, you don't have to go part by part of what you have on your car. You can just be like, hey man, if you're building this, like for me, for example, if you're building a WRX for an FCI, first thing I'll tell you to do, one, Subarus aren't really something you can play around with certain aftermarket parts, like eBay parts. You have to buy certain brand stuff that's quality, and you can't do anything with these damn things without fucking tuning on them. So first thing I do, wrap off a couple of companies that I know are reputable so that they know they're not getting screwed over. Recommend getting a Pro Tune, because sometimes these OTSs, especially in where I live and with how the weather is in Pennsylvania, it can get pretty shitty and change like people change their underwear. So you have to, you know, adjust for that. So I highly recommend getting a Pro Tune on one of those, and get an AOS and a cylinder for cooling mod. That's pretty simple. Support mod. I preach that like every day. That kind of stuff. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to get into exactly what you have on your build. If they want to learn it and they're showing initiative, take them under your wing. Do you know what I mean? If they're approaching you and they're not being dickheads or not fucking around, which, I mean, they're kids. We fucked around too. However, you have to teach them the right thing to do, because we can't get pissed when they go do the wrong thing. And that's half the reason that these kids are out there doing these fucking takeover things right now, because all they see is these freaking, no offense to the YouTubers, obviously, but they see these YouTuber guys out there that are just tearing up parking lots and stuff. Yeah, they own the fucking parking lots. And I get you don't have those spaces to go to, but there's meets and there's promoters out there that we know about that we can send them to so they can go do this shit in a controlled area that's not our fucking parking lots where we're having meets, or local streets that they're going to go out there and hurt people, that make it tougher for us to do what we love to do. That's what I'm saying here. I'm saying that we, as the old heads, have to kind of gatekeep it. We have to kind of build an area, a community, and help do that. Like we have the connections. We've been in the community longer. We have the things that we can guide these guys to get further in and to eventually guide the next generation in. But we can't sit here and go, well, I'm not going to help them because I had to do this on my own, or we had to learn from trial and error and they have YouTube. Well, yes, they may have YouTube, but those YouTubers may be fucking wrong. They may be getting sponsored by some company that that sells injectors that bolts on a Nissans that will blow the fucking car up. Because you know that from, you know, whether it's your own experience, trial and error, or you know that from some Reddit page that you're on that they are not on. They don't know that. You do, because you ran into it or you've seen it before. And that's where you have to, you know, kind of speak up and take them under your wing and teach them some stuff. And if you see them doing something stupid, call them out on their shit. That's the biggest part. Call them out on their shit. That's what we got to do. I mean, or call, like, even if you see like another old head doing something stupid, call them out on their shit, because those younger guys are looking up to them. It's that simple. We have to be the leaders because we are the older generation, and these guys are the guys that we looked up to that taught us how we are right now. We're those guys now. I hate to say it, but we're those guys now. We just got, yeah, like I said, we gotta pay attention, and we gotta build this thing together, and that's how it is. All right, and that's going to be the wrap up here for episode 2. Just want to get into some little stuff, some channel info here real quick. Just want to mention, by the time this video airs, which will probably be this Sunday coming up, Sunday after Halloween here, I will have recorded and started editing process on our first follower walk around build video, we'll call it, or build video. If you want to be on that build video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Also follow us on Instagram, and engage on our Instagram. I'm going to try to get more content on the Instagram, as well as the YouTube. My plan is to at least shoot up to 3 videos a month. 1 informational like this one and the first one. 1 or 2 informational, I should say. And then 1 or 2 build videos, because the whole point of this channel is to build a community. And that community is going to be built off of not only me bringing people into this channel, but me helping you guys through this channel find other followers for your own socials. Like I said, we do the build video, we promote your socials on the Instagram page and tag your social links on the video itself. So like I said, we do walkthroughs of everything, interior, under the hood. You tell us your story about how you built a car, how you bought the car, all that fun jazz, because we want to know. Post it out on social, put it on blast, do a little bit like a week-long advertisement, or like a advertisement post the week prior, who's going to be on and what their car looks like, and do a little couple sneak peeks so you don't see it like the whole thing, kind of get you a little bit jazzed on it. Then when you watch a 20-minute video, in the comment section and in the bio, you're going to see, or video description, you're going to see your links there, so that our followers can follow you, your followers can follow us. We're going to build this community together, push these takeover guys out, and hopefully bring in the next generation of these guys to the tuner culture. All right, guys, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you on the next.